Rolling. Got things to do. Good morning, good morning. All right, vendors, we've got a tight schedule, so you've got literally 38 seconds. Name what you do and tell them how to get a hold of you. That's it. Ready?
All right.
All right, go.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm from Brian Heckman's office,
Oh,
actually.
we love Brian Heckman's office.
Yeah, he couldn't be
Okay.
here. He's
All right.
teaching a class,
Perfect.
but wanted to let you guys know we're having some more of our bear trap training class sessions. 2 more this month, so if you want, you can give me a call, or if you want to just see me afterwards, give me your business cards. These are the classes he's talked about, so they're almost all filled up. Also on the down payment assistance program. Not sure if you guys heard, but we are fully expecting to exhaust the funds in 8 to 10 weeks, so this is a big time for you guys. So we're gonna have a webinar on that as well later this week. So again, if you're interested, just give me your business card at the end. I'll give you a call this afternoon to get you plugged in with Brian.
Perfect. I'm telling you, bear trap stuff, we're going to talk a little bit later on because it's one of the back to basics stuff that I'm going to really encourage you to be part of. But if you're looking to convert, right? If you get an eyeball to eyeball with people, but you're not converting that to new business, these bear trap trainings are critical to helping you do that. Brian has studied sales psychology as well as what to say, how to say it, when to say it, as well as having the actual programs available to back that up. I'm telling you, it's incredible stuff, so make sure you get with her. Your name was Amanda?
Amanda, yeah.
All right, get with Amanda to make sure she has your information. Cool?
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
good deal. You guys are agents with us. All right. Fist bump, all right? Fist bump, fist bump. We don't shake hands right now. This is the last time. Next time you see me, right, will be the end of flu season and I'll shake your hand, all right? Okay? But until then, we're still fist bumping. So, what's that? That's way in June. All right, that's it, exactly. We get to that, point a little later on. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Tell us about Title.
Colleen Bebel with Equity National Title, who came to our social media mastermind.
That was really good. I saw the highlights of
It
that.
was
That
awesome.
looked really good.
We are starting our follow-up classes. April 4th will be our first one, 11:30, Mystic Fish, $10 at the door. There's an event on Facebook. Sign up on there. We will see you then.
Perfect. Good stuff. Because going to something like that, social media mastermind's all exciting, everything's great, and then we come home and we don't implement. Right? Now they're putting it to work and say, okay, now we're actually going to do take what we learned and put it to work, right? Because that's the critical part. Knowing something without doing, all right? Here's a long hashtag, to know and not to do is not to know, right? So why bother learning if you're not going to do, right? So let's learn it, let's go implement it so we can actually see some action out of it, all right? So when's it again?
April 4th, 11:30, Mystic Fish, Tampa Road, Palm Harbor. My phone number is 727-251-0818. If you text me your email, I will send you the flyer.
Perfect. Awesome. Great. Good to see you, Colleen. Very good. How are we? Good.
How are you?
Good. Fist bump. All right. Good deal. Perfect. You guys, what are you guys doing? Bob, who's speaking for your crew?
I will.
Dan's speaking for Rock Solid.
Oh, okay. Oh, rock solid. Good deal. All right. So I'm gonna skip.
Okay, Rock Solid Home
Good to see you
Inspections.
again, Deanne. And by you would never offend me.
Oh, good.
All right.
I'm so
Perfect.
happy.
All right. I just don't check instant message all that often.
Good, I
All
wasn't
right.
sure.
All right. Perfect. All right. Okay. Cool.
So Rock Solid Home Inspections, and we just now started pest control, which I'll let Lenny get to that. But that's one of the good things about the sister company is we do both. We also are now getting ready to start sewer scope. So I don't know if a lot
cool.
of you are familiar with Rock Solid.
I'm getting that
sure
age
both
where I
of
need to
you
get my
are,
sewer scope.
but-
When I went to hit 50. All right. That's it. That kind of stuff.
It's actually
Okay.
exciting. We're
All
so
right.
excited
Good
about
deal.
it. So yeah, you can go to our website, and there's all the information on the website, so you can get a lot of information about that and our guarantees and our warranties. So stop by the website and check us out.
Awesome. Good deal. Perfect. What's up, Kev?
How are you, man?
Doing well. You?
Doing great. Quick announcement. Jenny will pass some of these flyers around, but we are opening a new location. We're still, of course, located right next to your main office right here in West Chase, but we're also going to be inhabiting the second floor of the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors building.
Cool.
Starting April 1st. Our next BABA meeting will be there. It's BABA 31. And it's going to be sometime in April. We're waiting to hear back from them on their available dates for the auditorium. And that's also where Property Pre-Qual, the very best tool for listing agents and sellers, that company will be housed, and as well as Title Update, the very best way to protect your buyers after closing.
You got all sorts of
and get
trademark
referrals.
things, right? Okay,
Yes,
that's
sir.
a long trademark right
The
there.
trademark attorneys tells me that that I'm a pain in his ass.
Perfect.
My checks are clearing. So
All right,
it's
good
okay.
deal.
So stay tuned for information about the next Become a Better Agent seminar. But keep in mind, we are not just in West Chase, we're now in South Tampa as well.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's great. Congratulations on that. I hadn't heard that. That's good news. Perfect. All right.
We got Chris right here.
Look at you.
Hey,
we
how
got
you
more
doing?
stuff. Man, it's all with you, girls?
I brought my friends.
Okay, perfect. All right, good deal.
Hey, how you guys doing? Chris with the rehab consultant, long version short with us. We play the middleman, if you will, between the investors that are looking to fix and flip or homeowners that need renovations. What we do is we go out, we walk the project, help them with design stuff, refer them to or pick a contractor from our network that we work with and know does good quality work on time and under budget, and then or within budget. And we manage the entire project for them to make sure that we handle all the problems and put solutions to everything that happens throughout the course of a rehab. So, and there's no charge to the customer because we get paid by the contractor.
Nice, awesome. Kind of that,
And
you're the
rehab
home
con-
advisor, if you will, of.
Absolutely.
Right,
Well, yeah,
perfect.
well, we're way better than that.
Oh, I'm sure
we
you are.
actually make
right?
sure it
Okay,
goes
oh,
right.
Okay, very good.
And then we also do the 203K and home style loans.
Nice.
We handle all the paperwork and everything, so you guys can get back out in the field and get the next deal. We manage the project, make sure you guys look like superstars, and the project goes smooth, and your customer doesn't have a huge headache. And so check us out on rehabconsultant.com or 833-411-RENO.
Nice, 833-81.
833-411-RENO.
Reno.
Yep. RENO.
R-E-N. Where's 833?
Toll free.
That's a toll free?
Yep.
They're running out of numbers,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Anything starts with a, yeah, I guess so.
844 is usually.
844, 866, 888, they're all there. Good, awesome, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. All right, exchanges.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I'm Janet Shum with Old Republic Exchange Company. We're a nationwide qualified intermediary for 1031 tax-deferred exchanges. If you're on LinkedIn, I'm announcing a webinar on March 25th at 1 o'clock. The details will be coming out. If you're on LinkedIn, my last name is Shum. It's S as in Sam, C-H-A-U-M, Janet Shum. If you're not on LinkedIn, you can text me and text me with your contact information, and I can email the information to you. My cell phone is 412-389-5606. Again, it's 412-389-5606.
Perfect, awesome, good deal. All right, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
So I'm Ryan with State Insurance.
Hey, Ryan, is you're
I'm
the better 10% of the partnership. All right,
Better
okay,
10%. You
all right.
guys,
Okay.
I used to see my wife Tiffany. She's-
Yes, you know, Tiffany with the little jet. Okay, all right, very good.
So we're
Okay.
getting our house tinted.
Ah.
So she's in Sarasota with family, and I like camping, so I'm in the tents. No, I'm just
Yeah, right, exactly. You're staying in, you can handle that stuff. Hey, you know what?
Respirator.
It might kill a bug, it can't kill me. All right, here we
Can't
go.
give
All right.
everything. But anyways, like I said, we're State Insurance. I know you've probably heard this before. We represent 30 companies. We're family owned and operated. We do same day quotes. But one thing I want to mention is flood insurance. It just came out with the FEMA and NFIP program. They're doing roughly a 10% rate increase across the board. In some areas, they're going to experience a higher rate increase. So we just started adding on more and more private flood options. So if you guys are working with a buyer who is in a flood zone that needs flood insurance, feel free to give us a call. Like I said, we have about half dozen private flood options now, and usually they're 20 to 30% less than FEMA. So
Nice, so it's not just the National Flood Program anymore.
there's
Get some other
other options
options.
out there.
Cool,
Yep.
that's good to know. All right, good deal. All right, here we go. Hey, Lenny.
Hey, last but not least.
Hey, no problem,
You
absolutely.
saved the best for last.
Always.
All right. I'm Lenny with Rock Solid Pest Control. We finally have it up and running. Even though we are a new pest control, our operator has over 20 years. Our office manager her family has over 50 years in pest control. So we are a highly experienced pest control company. It's just a new name. The great thing about us is we do partner with Rock Solid Home Inspection. So if you use them, your client's initial service of pest control will be absolutely free when they sign a 1-year deal. We also have discounted deals for realtors. So if you want pest control for yourself, give us a call. It's only like $250 for the whole year. Also, if you need a WDO in an inspection, you don't have to make multiple calls. Call the home inspection, they'll schedule it all at once. And when we do it together, you get a 90-day termite warranty without having the home treated.
Nice.
So,
Perfect.
which is unheard of in this area.
Yeah, that
So-
is unheard of. Okay, cool. And you can do it simultaneously with the home inspections, and we're
Yep,
good to
and
go.
we're full service, tenting, all that kind of stuff. We can do everything.
Tenting? All right, exactly. We know it well. Absolutely. Good deal. Hey, David, how are you? Good, good. You got 5 minutes?
I sure do.
Okay, perfect. So this is David with American Patriot Title, also the lead counsel for Greater Tampa Realtors. So he's going to tell us everything. He's going to keep you out of jail. Go.
Here's an issue that I came up with this week, only because someone else had the issue. Whenever you get a notification from the title company that there's a title defect, normally we all go brain dead, and we say, well, the title company will take care of it. Little known fact, there's a provision in the contract that says if, from the date that the buyer is put on notice that there's a title defect. If the buyer does not give notice to the seller that the buyer objects to that defect, then the buyer accepts title. All right? All right? That, may not
That's
sound...
huge, by the way. Not a problem. Well, not always a problem because when there's a lender involved, right? Most of the time, the lenders are looking at the title policy far sooner than the buyer is, right? Because they're lending 80%. The buyer's putting up 20%. In their efforts to protect themselves, they become very protective of the buyer. However, cash deals, other deals, or we don't want to rely on the lender to always do that. And so this deal, contractually, it kicks in and says you have to give them notice, because if you don't give notice within so many days of receiving notice, then only 5 days, all right, then you've accepted that title defect. Not something good you want to do or we want hanging over us in the event that the buyer now becomes a seller 5 years from now, goes to sell it and says, hey, there's this defect on it. And they're like, what the heck, right? How come you, the agent, didn't tell me, or aren't you supposed to do that, right?
Why did I accept this defect?
Right.
That's right.
Because you did it because you didn't say anything. Well, why did I not say anything? Because you, my agent, never told me, I'm suing you. Right? Okay? It's so true. And let's just finish up on the titles part of that. You understand the contract in and of itself, once the seller is delivered notice that they have it, there is a curative period built into the contract that they have 30 days, I think, by default, to cure that defect, even extending beyond the closing date. So your buyer says, hey, look, all right, we're going to give them a shot. We're not going to, or you really don't have any choice. Once you sign the contract, the seller has a 30-day curative period, unless that's somehow else amended in the contract, to cure this potential defect. And what's an example of a potential defect?
Let's see, what was the one that I had one recently where basically it was a husband and wife. The wife died, and the husband was accused of having something to do with the death of the wife.
Nice. Yeah.
And
love this business.
Florida,
Don't you love this business? All right? What else are you going to do? When you were an accountant working, sitting in a cubicle, you never ran across, I'm dealing with a client who killed his wife, all right? I'm just telling you, it's awesome, all right? Love this business. Go on.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, sorry. All right, allegedly. All right, sorry about that.
That's the most entertaining example, but any defect. And the problem with the term defect, everybody here, we're all an ostrich to one sort or another. But in title issues, everybody, I would imagine 98% of the people that are within the sound of my voice are what I call the ostrich effect. Put their head in the sand and, oh my gosh, I didn't hear that.
Just get it to closing. Just get it to closing. Just get it to closing.
That's right. If you're given notice of a title defect and the buyer does not give notice to the seller that we have a defect and you need to resolve that defect, then your buyer accepts that defect. All right? So otherwise, when you hear the words defect, call Bob, call me. It's what we call a participatory sport. Being a buyer's agent, you have to participate. You have to get in the game. If you don't get in the game, then it's the pitcher throws 3 times and it's a strikeout. All right, you got to swing the bat.
Let me ask you this real quick as an aside. So I've closed a lot of transactions for myself, for other people, for everything else, right? I just bought our home in Windermere, and I hired an attorney over there to represent me as the buyer in taking a look at the title policy and everything else, right? Cost me $1,000, best $1,000. And he came back and said, hey, look, we have an exception because the title policy came back, and he got a problem with 8, 12, and 16. Things I would have said, what? All right? I don't know, 8, wherefore thou art, some Latin thrown in there. I'm like, what? And whatever, okay? But these guys know Latin. You know Latin? Et tu Brute and all that kind of stuff?
Doesn't have to be dangerous.
All right, have to be dangerous, right? Yeah. And so with that in mind, we have to, it's not a bad idea, matter of fact, highly advisable, to make sure your buyers are aware that they have opportunity to seek counsel on some of this stuff. Fair enough? Cool, awesome.
All right.
And you own?
American Patriot Title.
American Patriot Title, and they're calling them right now with the title defect.
That's
yeah,
right.
John.
So if I'm working with a cash buyer and I get a title commitment from
Yep.
the seller's title company,
Yep.
my next best step is to
Highly recommend that they seek counsel, give them David's number. Hey, look, you might want to do this. I'm not an expert. I'm not an attorney. I don't know how to really read these title policies. They're pretty lengthy, but let's go talk to an attorney and or the title companies, where we've got title companies that have that, but an attorney that knows title specific, that knows what to look for. Highly advised.
But everybody that I've ever seen, everybody I've ever talked to, say, oh, the title company said we couldn't close, and we have to delay. And so the agent mentality is to shut down and just accept the fact that they're taking care of it, all right? And I think there may have been a provision in the contract years ago where, okay, there was, that was the right thing to do, just shut down and let them take care of it. But there is a provision that says that the buyer must give notice, and of course, written notice, and then you have to give notice in a form where you get some confirmation from the seller that they have received it, or I sent one off recently, and I sent it off to 2 different addresses and sent it by FedEx just to make absolutely certain, because the husband who was accused of having something to do with the wife's death,
Allegedly.
nowhere to be found. So, but
Yeah,
you cannot.
It's called on the lam. All right. Okay, but go ahead.
But you cannot shut down. I mean, if you don't give that notice, and if I were on the other side of that transaction, and the transaction, obviously if there's a title defect and the seller can't cure it, then automatically you're thinking, well, I automatically get my money back. But there's an argument by the seller's attorney that, wait a minute, you didn't give us any notice that you wanted us to cure this. All right? There are all kinds of arguments on the other side, but why put yourself in that position? Slam dunk. I sent notice. We want you to cure this. We want you to resolve this defect and do it in a notice in a way that you can prove they received it. All right?
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, David.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Good deal. All right. Yep.
And it doesn't matter what brokerage relationship you have.
That's correct. You can be a transaction broker, single agent. Good point, Tom, that you still have that obligation to help them understand that they need to put the seller on notice if there are any title defects. Fair enough? Cool? All right. Let's kick it up a notch because there's high energy in the room. Her name is Terry Pryor. All right. Terry, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, now remember, this does not project your voice. Not that you would need that, but it's good for we have clarity on the online people that are watching.
Okay,
Somebody
okay.
texted me this morning, got food poisoning last night, but she's online. All right? Good to see you. All right. Hope you feel better. All right.
Happy Mardi Gras! Look at Sherry all decked out. Ah! Hey, y'all, I just got back from Cabo, Mexico. I went down there to party with some friends for a wedding. But have y'all ever tried paddle boarding? Y'all ever tried? If you get up on a surfboard, it's a lot harder than it looks. And at my age, it was incredibly hard. So anyway, I finally, after multiple times of trying, I finally get up and I can't control where I'm going. And I crash into my daughter, make her fall. She's screaming. And all of a sudden, out in the distance, a speedboat goes by. And I'm thinking nothing of it. I get back up and all of a sudden these bigger waves come. So, oh my gosh. So I tumble and fall. And I'm telling you this because I want to make sure you understand that sometimes the waves get rough, okay? Sometimes you need American Home Shield to take care of your customers and your buyers and sellers during the process of selling and buying homes. So I just want to make sure, A, that you understand that we're here. I'm here. I am starting my 24th year with American Home Shield. Can you believe it? I did. I started as a wee child. But anyway, hey guys, this is our new plan. If anything looks anything other than this, it is the old plan. This one took off on February 3rd. However, I need you to know a couple of things. If you have a contract, a sales contract, or a listing contract that was signed using the warranty prior to February 3rd, we will honor the other prices. Anything that has been signed after February 3rd, these are the new prices. But we've got a couple of new features. One of them is during the spring and the fall, we will now, for the service fee, go out and do a maintenance check on the HVAC systems. A really great idea just before summer, just before winter. Another really cool feature, I forget about this thing, sorry. On the back, you'll see we've added a new electronics package. Have any of you ever heard of the company Assurian? They actually do the warranties for some cell phones. Well, Assurian is partnering with American Home Shield, and they're offering this electronics package. It's $240, but y'all, it covers every TV, every computer monitor, keyboard, game systems, tablets. It covers all the electronics in your home. So if you break that down, it's like $20 a month. It's just an option to let your customers know it is available to them, okay? It's something new that we've just started this year, and it sounds like a really cool idea. And they will cover it, and they say the turnaround time is about 4 days total. So that's pretty cool. That's if you have to send stuff off to them. Also, marketing materials are available. Don't forget, the sign writers are really great to use. And last but not least, I want to make sure you remember this. Guys, you have an opportunity to earn up to $100 a closing when you close with American Home Shield. But a lot of you don't realize that, and I get the reports and I send the emails out to you to say, call me so you don't lose it. So please, if you close with American Home Shield, please call me shortly thereafter so that I can explain to you what you have to do. There is a couple of steps you have to take, but you could earn up to $100 a closing. Now, as always, I have prizes for participation. Why would a warranty be important for a buyer? Who would like to tell me? Anybody? Anybody? Protection. Who's that? I heard you first, Jean. Jean, here's a prize for you. Right, because what's the last thing a buyer has after they've closed on a home? Who said it? I heard it back there somewhere. Here you go. You ready? Catch. Can you catch? Ready? Okay. Okay. Why would a warranty be important for a seller? Selling feature. Who said peace of mind? Did you say selling? Okay. Here you go. Ready? Can you catch? Okay. Ready? My husband was a professional baseball player. Okay. So if it's good for a buyer and it's good for a seller, why would it be good for you? Another peace of mind. Okay, here you go. Ready? Catch. Ready? Another peace of mind. Oh, why else would it be important for you? Protection. What else? Reputation. Because it's important that you do what you can to protect your customers, right? So guys, if it's good for the buyer, if it's good for the seller, if it's good for you, why wouldn't you do it? Now, I just read on some of these little things that were going by. Alfred Lloyd Tennyson had a quote that said, hold on, I wrote it down. I wrote it down, that's right. Knowledge comes, wisdom lingers. Now you know, what are you going to do with it? Be wise and add American Home Shield, and be really good about taking risks. If you've never done it before, like I'd never paddleboard, get out there. You might get a few bruises, you might have a few bumps, but get out there and give it a try. And best of all, you get me. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
You too.
All right, need my mic back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That which I didn't want.
See, exactly. See? All right, perfect. Hey, so if you haven't been to any of our office meetings before, this is your first time in, then realize that we have no affiliation with any of the people you just heard from, right? We are not a company that has affiliated business partners. There's no, we just have learned that when you have in my opinion, okay, humble opinion, not so humble, I'm never humble. So in my opinion, right, that, yeah.
Terry, real quick,
Yeah.
when you talk about that electronic warranty, does that cover smart homes and security systems?
Not security systems.
Okay.
Smart homes,
Smart homes, it depends
the
on
light switches, the plugs, that all Bluetooth with
Well,
everything?
the warranty covers the electrical to that stuff, but as far as the stuff, let me find out.
Okay, thank you.
Because I'm not sure if it does.
Okay, perfect. Good question. That's a good question. All right, awesome.
You get a prize here.
All right, throw one at Jim. Exactly. See? All right. What is that? He gets a warranty? What is that? What is that?
Yeah, be careful. Mobile phone accessory. No, it's a stand, a phone stand.
Oh, it's a phone stand that looks like a dude.
Yeah.
Nice. It's like a Gumby. Who remembers Gumby? I love Gumby. All right. And who was Gumby's pal? Pokey, thank you very much. All right, good deal. So, affiliated partners, we have no relationship. What I've learned is that in the past, that if there's an affiliation, then they become assumptive of your business, right? Oh, they're going to use us because the broker owns this company. And when anybody who becomes assumptive of the business, their customer service tends to wane, right? That they, hey, look, you have to do business with us, so we don't have to be good, right? Or there's some other, we're kicking you back, some extra, whatever. Right? We don't say kick back. I didn't mean that. If we are reimbursing you, all right, is a word, all right, that RESP is okay with. But that being said, so we don't have any of that. What we try and do is bring in front of you, and by the way, these people have been vetted by us, people that are quality, going to bring value to your business, help you grow your business, and when your business grows, by default, their business may grow, all right? And that's okay, but they have to come with the attitude of, let's help the agents grow first, and if our individual businesses grow as a byproduct of that, then we're down with that. Fair enough? All right, so just understand that. Plus, it's all part of your team. Right? You're building a team. Now we've got a team, a member that can help us with 203K renovations and take that whole hassle off of us, right? We got a client that wants to do a 1031 exchange. We have a go-to on that. You want to build that team of professionals that can represent you and represent you well. Fair enough? Cool? Are you good with that? All right. One line in housekeeping. Before I go to housekeeping, everybody, you guys know Chris? All right. Chris, raise your hand. All right. So Chris wears many hats, right? And now she's wearing, because Jim's getting, what are you getting done next month, Jim? Knee replacement? Jim's getting a knee replacement, so he's not going to be here in April, all right? So Chris is going to be look, she's already practiced. She's got the headphones on. She's got the gym, we call them the gym phones, right? She's got the gym phones on, so she's going to cover all that. And so Chris has come on board to help us onboard agents, right? She's kind of in charge of when agents join us, get you all set up as rapidly as possible. We just had an agent join us. I met with her last week, and then over the weekend, of course, I get a text. Kind of writing a deal and would love to put this under your compensation plan instead of the one I'm currently under, right? So I said, go for it, and then first thing a.m., get us the paperwork, and first thing like 9:02 a.m., we had her activated on Monday, so we're ready to roll. So we get those calls. So Chris is in charge of all of that. But today, what's today, March 5th? Today's Chris's birthday. All right, so give Chris a hand for her birthday. All right, so we're excited to have her on board. She's a huge asset. Jim is like a new man since Chris has come on board because he used to handle all that in addition to everything else that he does, all right? So he's taken 4 of his 12 hats and thrown them over to Chris, all right? So Jim only has 8 now, all right? And that's a good thing. So happy birthday, Chris. Awesome. Anything else, paperwork, housekeeping?
I would say the one thing we are noticing is agents that close their own personal deals, or if they have a relationship with an investment group that they do a lot of deals where they don't take commission. We're seeing a lot of transactions where people that don't take commission think they don't have to put a file in paperless pipeline. I run into at least 2 or 3 a month like that. Whether it's your own personal sale or whether you're not just not taking commission, you have to put a complete file in. We're seeing a lot of that, and we still have problems with agents putting the final settlement statement into paperless pipeline after it closes. I know you guys send them to us. We don't sit and scan, all the settlement statements and upload them. That's your responsibility to do. They get shredded, actually, if they come to the office. So make sure that that's a final step you do after closing. You put your settlement statement in our system.
Perfect, because you know the answer to that, all right? If you say, well, too bad, I got paid already. I got my DA, I'm gone, right? And so you got paid at closing, and so settlement statement, schmettlement statement. Well, everybody understand, repeat after me, raise your right hand. Disbursement authorizations are a privilege and not a right, which may be revoked for certain agents who refuse to comply. All right, everybody understand that? That Maureen can rip your, like, hey, where's my DA? You say, yeah, we've watched you over the past couple months, all right? Okay, and so now when I'm holding your whole $8,000 check instead of you getting the $7,750 at closing and your, our $250, now the whole $8,000 which you spent 3 days ago, and you're like, oh, where's my check? Where's my check? Where's my check? Right? I get that, and we're saying, we didn't see that closing statement uploaded to paperless pipeline yet. Okay, I'll get it right away. And now all of a sudden you become very motivated to do some things, all right? So we love for you to get paid at closing. It's our preference. We would much rather you get paid at closing, have everything, and do everything the way we ask you to do it. And by the way, is it our rules? No, it's DBPR and FREC rules. All right, we passed with flying colors a DBPR/FREC audit, but it's because we are, and that's when we're doing over 6,000 transactions last year, right? And so there's a lot to manage there, and Maureen and her team do a wonderful job, but you got to help them do their job. Fair enough? Jim?
Just to touch on what she was talking about,
Yep.
just so we're on record, because I've been getting this question a lot lately, is if you sell your own stuff or rent your own stuff,
Yep.
if you're trying to not run it through Future Home Realty, you are not allowed to use Florida Realtor forms or Future Home Realty forms.
Correct.
So remember that, and you have no E&O coverage. So just be aware of that. You have to go to Office Depot, get your contract, and do it. If you're going to do it yourself, quite honestly, I tell everyone, I recommend to them, just run it through the company. It's way better. Because you got a, $250 on an investment deal. It's well worth it to have the coverage, have the right forms to protect you. And then on a lease, the minimum is $25. So you can just, lease your property out for $25. Why would you skim on that? That's ridiculous.
And if it's your personal property, we allow you 2 sales, 1 sale and 1 purchase a year of your personal property, right? Yeah, your homestead property, okay, not an investment property, but your homestead property. We only charge you $25 anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we give you that benefit instead of the $250. Plus, you guys are all going to cap this year anyway, right? So what the heck matters? All right, just pay the $250 on this deal, so you're going to get another deal free later on down the road because you're all cappers. I see it in your eyes that you're all cappers, right?
Speaking of that, lastly, March 31st, we are filing taxes as we do every year. So if you have any changes on your 1099, you have to get with Maureen right away. If you think the number's wrong, get with her right away, because after that, it'll be $50 for a change.
Right. Once Jim hits upload, okay, sending it to the IRS.
31st, I'm
okay.
uploading it to IRS, it's done. After that, $50.
You've had your 1099 for a long time now. Look at it. Okay? Oh yeah, just throw it away. You just put it in the box. This is the same shoe box that has all your other stuff you're going to hand to your accountant, right? So go in that shoe box and open it up and look at it to make sure that what you think you made matches what we said you made, because as soon as we hit send, it's off to the IRS, and it's a hassle for us to amend those, right? So much a hassle, we're going to charge you $50 in order for us to pay for our hassle, all right? So just do it, all right? We're not here to, it's not a profit center for us, all right? We want you to be responsible. Imagine that. Funny, I know it's very un-American right now to have personal responsibility, all right? But we teach it here, all right? Anyway, Jenny.
I have a question for Maureen.
Yep.
That's fine. You have to go in and assign it in.
Right, but just say.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine, as long as it gets inside the transaction.
Okay.
Right, so the title company could send you the link that you would need to, and all you do is upload it, hit, hey, attach it to this.
Only at insured title agents.
Yeah, see, look, there's another differentiator. All right.
They will email your settlement statement into your transaction for you.
See?
And all you do is
Yep.
sign.
Perfect.
Bob, real
Another
quick,
value. Yep.
As wonderful that Jim is excited that he has Chris, I'm excited about Chris. She is the new dues administrator, which has taken a big heat off of me. So just so you know, if you have any question regarding your dues, changes in credit cards, or banking information, please contact her. And if you see emails, it's not spam. It really is a real person at Future Home that's emailing you. It'll
Right.
come from FHRdues@gmail.com.
And you're free to check those, because it's not me asking for you to, hey, I need 4 Steam gift cards tomorrow, right now, quick. It's not, you will never get that from me. Everybody understands that? All right, so when you get those scam texts that are coming out saying that, that's not. But when you get something from Chris that says, hey, we need your dues, that is legit, all right?
Chris, what's your last name? Feigin, F-E-I-G-I-N.
F-E-I-G-I-N, Feigen. Cool? Awesome. All right, everybody good? All right, so here's the premise behind, I told you, if you guys sent out an email to, or I put it on Facebook and some other stuff about come today, because I'm going to have some answers to, here's the problem. Every time there's a company that rhymes with Heller Killiams, all right, that they go and they have in February, it's always their family reunion time, right? And every time this dude whose name rhymes with Heller Killiams, or Harry Geller, all right, comes out and makes some pronouncement which is supposed to be gospel truth. It's like literally Moses, Isaiah, and Jesus on the Mount of Transfiguration talking to the world, right? So he puts out this claim that, hey, if you're going to survive in this business, you better come with Keller Williams, because if not, Zillow's going to eat your lunch. Amazon's coming in, and the only answer to that is our billion-dollar software, okay? Which I'd like to see the accounting on that, right? Okay, so if I said, hey, look, I invested $1 billion in this other company to help you with this software, and I named myself CEO of the other company and paid myself $990 million as the CEO, I could say I invested $1 billion, right, into that and to do it. So I want to take a look, and I want to refute some of the stuff that's out there and some of the negativity about OfferPad and Open Door and how everybody's killing our business and our business is going to go away and all this stuff, all right? If you came and have been hearing that or have any fear of that, let me alleviate your fears right now, right? That A, there's nothing new under the sun. I'm going to show you that this stuff, you call it OfferPad, I call it something else, but I've been doing business since 1993, right? You call it, here comes Zillow, I say, hey, there's an answer to that, all right? All these things, there are answers, and you already have them in your hands right now. Everything you need to do, that you need to be doing, is already available to you without buying some new technology or coming in, all right? I want you to start with the premise that this is good news, all right? Everybody with me? Okay, there's a lot of good news out there, and I'm going to go fast, all right? So here we go, all right? I'm going to call this what they say versus reality, all right? Here's what we're hearing right now, all right? Let's combat some of the scare tactics we're hearing with some truth, all right? Here it is. They say reality is. They say the real estate agent is becoming obsolete. Here's the truth. Real estate transactions are so highly emotional, all right, that the agent will never be dismissed from the transaction, all right? There are other things that can be potentially other industries that might have some fear of iBots and everything else taking over. Here's the reality. If you haven't done a transaction, or just think back to the last 2 transactions you did and think, what would have happened had I not been there to talk this buyer-seller off the ledge, right? That takes human interaction, and that is good news for us, right? That they say that we're going to just be pushed right on out because there's so many things that, now, granted, can a monkey fill out a contract? Yes, all right? Can a monkey get something from contract to closing? My answer is no. Are you with me? And that's where your value comes into play. So realize when they tell you that you're going to be pushed out of the industry, I say baloney. This is being recorded, so we'll say baloney, all right? Here we go. My kids might see it sometime. All right. Okay, iBuyers are a new phenomenon. Everybody heard the term iBuyer? Who's heard iBuyer recently? Okay, if you subscribe to Inman, if you read your FAR magazine, if you read your NAR magazine, everybody saw iBuyers, iBuyers, iBuyers. iBuyers are a new phenomenon, right? Instant offers on homes, all right? Does anybody own rental properties out there or investment properties that they don't live in right now? Who's ever received a nice yellow envelope with handwritten, right? And what does it say? Hey, I noticed that you don't live here. It looks like a rental property, and I'll buy your home today. I've received those letters since 1995 when I bought my first investment property, right? And I will continue to get those letters. Just this week, I got a real glossy, fancy one from OfferPad for my investment property. And at the same time, I got a yellow envelope, because they all go to Ron LeGrand seminars, and that's what they teach you to do, is write these yellow letters, okay, but it is, right? So I got 3 of them the same day as well. Say, hey, you know what? It hit me over the head. OfferPad, buy your house instantly, investors, same thing. Okay, OfferPad, do they have deeper pockets? Probably. Open Door, deeper pockets? Yeah, but do they have deeper pockets than the whole pool of these investors that are going to Ron LeGrand seminars? Probably not, right? In reality, it's the same thing. Plus, I'm going to show you here in a minute a slide that will blow your mind about what portion of the overall real estate business is being done by these groups, all right? Yet, they're getting headlines and getting, top of the fold announcements in the paper all the time, when the reality is they are 1.2% of the transactions that took place in January of 2019. I'm going to show you that, all right? So take them and say, hey, look, all right, 1.2%, I'm going to go focus on the 98.8. Thank you very much. All right? And that's what I'm going to teach you to do. All right? Here's what they say. Consumers will focus solely on price and not be concerned with service. Once again, I call baloney on that. Right? That extraordinary service will win the day with the majority of consumers. If you think extraordinary service will not win the day, then why does Four Seasons, why does the Ritz-Carlton, why does Neiman Marcus, why does Nordstrom exist? Right? Service, right? Okay? I can get shoes at Walmart, right? But when I try them on, I have to, okay, do these, how many you guys, okay, I grew up in very humble surrounding. And I remember as a kid, I thought you had to try on shoes when they were tied together. Right? Okay? Remember that? Like the strings are always there? My mom would say, how do those feel, Bob? Can you run in them? Sure, here we go. Right? Like, how do I know? They're tied together. So one of my first goals in life was to be able to go to a place where I could buy shoes that weren't tied together. All right? And I said, isn't that a great thing? That's just a small step, right? But their shoes exist there, and shoes exist at Neiman Marcus, right? And so if you aren't willing to pay for customer service, I get that, but consumers are, right? And especially when they realize how bad a customer service they're going to get from some of these so-called replacers of us, all right? Okay, so that's the good news as well. Here's what they say. They say Amazon, Zillow, Open Door, OfferPad, Purple Brick, around here, all right, in all of our Florida market, Listed.com. You guys know Listed.com? Listed.com is the real estate arm of RP Funding, right? Okay, come use us, use one of our agents, all your closing costs are paid. Okay, if you think Open Door and OfferPad have a small sliver, let me tell you the sliver of a sliver that Listed.com did last month. All right, I'm going to show you the numbers. All right, it'll blow your mind. So after all this advertising, after all this stuff that this guy comes out and everybody's, oh my God, I saw a commercial and he said he's going to pay all the closing costs. My clients are never going to do business with me again. Well, it ain't working for him. I'm just telling you, the numbers bear it out. Oh, I didn't cover it. These companies, their current market share is so negligible, all right, it's hard to see in a pie graph. I'm going to have to really blow it up so you can even see their sliver, right? And similar to others that are, and by the way, the sliver that they have, who are they taking business from? Probably these other investors that were sending me the yellow postcards, right? They're taking business that was already being taken anyway. So you guys think, oh my God, they're stealing our business. Somebody else is already servicing that group, right? It's just now they're doing it in larger scale for that group, all right? But that group is still a very small sliver. Can I say that again? All right? Very small sliver. I'm trying to drive the point home. And you have a huge pie to work from. Fair enough? All right. Oh, let's keep going. Employee agents. Let's go back with employee agents are what is best for the market. Do I have a little thing here? Yeah. Employee agents are what is best for the market. There is a push to make agents. Listed.com does this, right? Their agents are employees of Listed.com. They are not salary. They're not commission-based, right? They get a $40,000 a year salary and a company car. Now, I've got agents around who say, I'm in. I'll say that. It beats the heck out of losing money. Okay, whatever. All right? Okay? So I get that. Are they having trouble filling those positions? No, right? But are they having trouble getting repeat business from a consumer base who says, hey, you know what? I called them Friday night at 9:30 when I had a problem, and they said, clock got checked out at 5 o'clock. Sorry, call me Monday, right? That's what a salary-based agent is going to do. The reality is, here's our reality, commission-based real estate agents with a profit incentive, that's you, right, will deliver higher quality service to the consumer every time. All right, it's the law of supply and demand. It's a market, it's a free market attitude to this business, right? If somebody's getting a salary, whether that closes or not, their motivation is negligible, right? But when you get, hey, it's either I make $8,000 or zero, all right? Sorry, kids, I told you we'd go out to dinner. You go with mom. I got to stay home and fix this. It's part of what it is, all right? Like it or not, it is what it is. Fair enough? All right. Agents need to invest in new technology if they stand a chance to survive. This is Gary Keller telling you that you need to go to them because that's the only way that you'll ever survive in this business, all right? By the way, you guys got that email? All right, all the local Keller Williams team leaders sent out this thing. Gary Keller has spent 4 years, $1 billion to create this new technology that's going to save you, right? Here's the reality, okay? The reality is, if you read in, and the only thing that Gary Keller got right in that is when you look at his technology, all it's designed to do is to, quote unquote, free you up with time to develop relationships with people. We've been saying that a long time as well, right? That relationships will win the day, right? All it is, by the way, if you look at their software, it's a CRM, all right, with a few Facebook ads thrown in there or some easy way to do it. You have already in your hot little hands what you need, all right, to do that. Okay, fair enough? All right, so the tools needed today are in place and available free of charge through the national, state, and local boards along with the MLS, all right? We just had another class yesterday that was HomeSnap. By the way, Jenny does a fantastic job. If you have not checked out the HomeSnap app, all right, that is available, and you learn to understand that, Jenny's been she's doing all these grow sessions over the next month. We've got a couple coming out in Orlando that are going to be coming on as well, and we're going to find somebody for the Jacksonville. You need to understand this HomeSnap app. Who was at the one yesterday? Yeah, I was blown away, right? This thing is just, and you know, NAR created this to support you, part of the dues you pay. It's there, free of charge, right? You don't need anything else, all right? I'm just telling you, as far as working with buyers and being able to control, even at a cocktail party, we talked about somebody wants a market analysis on their home. Let me give you a quick preview of what, let me just boom, 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 and literally within about 10 seconds, their thing is, it's there if, by the way, they give you the information and you say, hey, look, let me send you this link and you will now have HomeSnap. And every time when they have your HomeSnap, I called it yesterday jokingly Bob Snap, right? Because I say, hey, look, once I give it to them, they're tied to me. Right? And so they physically have to go buried into that thing to get rid of it somehow and disconnect themselves from me. All right? But they're tied to me as far as home. And then HomeSnap does everything. It's an amazing. If you haven't, I'm just going to say HomeSnap about 1 million times over the next 3 months. You're going to need to check out HomeSnap. I'm just telling you, it's great stuff. All right? Next. Technology will always win the day. That's what they say. All right? I say relationships will win the day. Right? When you have a relationship with somebody, right? Now, can you be a blithering idiot? No. All right? You still have to have access to some technology. But when you have the relationship with somebody, that's why we say in 100K, eyeball to eyeball beats pixel to eyeball every day of the week. Right? When I can go get in front of somebody after they've been on Zillow all morning long and they meet me at my open house, I will win every time. Every time. Because now I'm here, right? Now we can get right here. And because before, sidebar people paying $8,000 a month to be on the sidebar for Zillow and all that kind of stuff, they may have got a call, never got it returned, even if they've spoken to this person. Now they come meet me face to face, I will kill that person, and I'll certainly kill their bottom line because I didn't pay $8,000 to meet them face to face, right? I didn't, right? It's just there, all right? So everybody with me? Okay, now, here's what I was talking about. Here's that sliver, all right? So, January of 2019, there was essentially $5.3 billion in sales in the state of Florida. 5.3, this is January 2019, the most recent stats we have. 5.3 billion across the state, 5.3 billion in sales, all right? Of that 5.3 billion, OfferPad did 21 million, okay, which represents 0.4% of the market. 0.4. Okay, not 4%, 0.4. Open Door, a little more, right? They've been around a little longer doing some other stuff. 39 million in January of 2019. But 39 million, boy, that's a lot. Yeah, 0.7% of the market, right? Oh my God, Robert Palmer, I can't stand to see that dude. He looks like a used car salesman, because he does, all right? Okay, and he's going to tell them they're going to pay all their closing costs. Yeah, well, and this is in the whole state, because trust me, I have offices in Tampa Bay, Orlando, and Jacksonville, and Palmer is on all those locations, right? He's on TV all over the place, spending lots of money. Come here, we'll pay you, use our agent. $8 million in sales in January. $8,368,350. Don't want to undersell the guy. All right? Okay? Yeah, exactly. I do. Mike Cipriano probably did it last month as well. All right, did $8 million. Okay, right. Okay, zero. Now this is in the month of January, so it's not an annual, right? It's a month of January. Right? Okay, so it's a month of January because there's $100 billion in sales happening every year in January. I mean, in every year in the state of Florida, right? So in just January, it's 5.3. But listed.com is actually, I rounded up. It's actually a little bit less than 0.1%. It's like 0.008%. All right, of the market. So all of our business is going away. That green portion is still available for you. All right? So where do you want to live? You want to live saying, I got to figure out a way to deal with Open Door. No, how about if you deal with a way to say, I want the other 98.8%, okay, and my sliver of. And the reason I'm doing this is because I got tired of hearing people telling me every day how our business is, now here's the other thing. I know real estate agents because I am one, right? I love a good excuse. Are you with me? Yeah. Oh, I'd be doing more business if Open Door wasn't killing us, right? Oh, I could do a lot more sales if only that Robert Palmer dude would just go away, right? It's real easy for us to point to perceived reasons why we're not achieving where we want to achieve. The reality is, though, the world is our oyster, right? It is waiting for us to take that business. So it's our job to go do that, okay? That's the good news. Tom?
I'll give you an example. Open Door actually made me a sale.
Yeah. Use them.
I was out showing new construction.
Yeah.
We won't take a contingency.
Right.
So they went on Open Door. They got an offer. They got a contract 48 hours. Said, okay, deal.
Why not use them? If they're going to pay cash for deals and it's okay with your client and you're instead of writing a contingency offer, then now use them as a tool as opposed to, oh my God, they're killing my business, right? Hey, or go call one of these people on your yellow envelopes that you got last week, right? Hey, look, I got another deal that's coming out. John?
Or if you have a seller that receives an offer with contingency, you can call the buyer's agent back and say, take them to Open Door.
Yeah,
Call us back. Exactly.
Once you get under contract with Open Door, because they're cash, all right, and now we'll take your contingent offer all day long. Use them as a tool. That's a great, thank you for pointing that out, all right, because why not use them to your benefit, right, as opposed to, they are not getting to the consumer, obviously, before you are, right? If they were, they'd have more than 0.7, 0.4, and 0.1% respectively. Fair enough? Great point, Tom. Thank you for pointing that out, all right? Use it as a tool. Fair enough? All right, here we go. All right, here's why I'm excited that you're running your real estate business in Florida, right? Because there's a difference. I'd be having a totally different conversation. I'm glad I don't live there, but I don't know what I'd say to people in Iowa right now, all right? I don't know what I'd say to people, quite frankly, in California, because I wouldn't have this discussion about California. But I can say it about Florida. Florida experienced a net positive population growth and projects to do so well into the future, all right? We currently have a legislative agenda that allows for no state income tax, reasonable property tax rates, and a very business-favorable economic outlook for our state. People want to come here, period. And not only do they want to come here, they are coming here. You know why people are coming here? Because money likes to go where it's treated well, all right? And so do people, right? And so with that in mind, quit woe is meing yourself, right? In the fact that you are doing not only real estate, but doing real estate in a very good economic outlook, okay, and where we are. Not only is the economy good, but you're in a state that reflects that, all right? And people are pouring in here on a consistent basis. So that's a positive. Here's another positive. Year-over-year sales trends are in good shape, even though the bar's been set so high. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to show you the numbers. Year-over-year, 2018 versus 2017, we had a growth in the numbers of transactions and sales volume year over year. And why do I say even though the bar is set high? Is because year over year means they compare, like for instance, you're going to see January of 2019 was down from January of 2018. But when the bar is here, it's hard to exceed it, right? When the bar's down here, that's why they call things a recession when you have 3 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth. Because you're saying, okay, it was bad 3 quarters ago, and now it got badder, right? Worse, right? All right? And then it got worse than that, right? Whereas if they just had, hey, not quite so bad, right? It would have been back a tick up. But you bad, worse, and worsest, right? Okay? Then that's why they call things a recession, right? Same thing here. When you set the bar so high, it's hard to continue to grow, right? Real estate company says, hey, I doubled my agent population from 1 to 2. All right? Okay? A little harder for a company of 1,400 agents to double themselves in any given month, but we're trying. All right? All right, we will. All right? Affordable housing is still a reality. I get it. All right? We're losing some of this, but it still is a reality. And here's the good news. We're starting to see a softening of price increases, right? The market will always respond. Understand the power of a free market. The power of a free market where we're not propping it up with fake stuff will always come into equilibrium, right? By the way, the economic reports that are put out by Florida Realtors every month, read that stuff. Especially read the economist's notes. He talks about what is a balance, what is an equilibrium market, how many months of supply equals what we consider equilibrium, where just the right amount of sellers and just the right amount of buyers, right? Because if it's less than that, then all of a sudden you got prices coming up so high that buyers can't get them and or the multiple offer situations and everything else. We like equilibrium, and here's the good news about equilibrium. All right? Markets always go there. They will work themselves out as long as we don't get in the way, we being government.
One more thing, speaking of that, if these guys are taking some inventory off the market,
yeah,
that's going to keep the pricing stable.
Absolutely. And if the prices begin to moderate, by the way, their business model kind of starts to go away. Are you with me? Right? Because it's one thing to buy something and say, hey, look, if I hold on it for 3 months, it's going to go up in value by 4% every month and All right, so I can build that into my model. But when things begin to moderate price-wise, it's hard for them to buy something and flip it at a reasonable price. Are you with me? So just bear all that in mind, okay? Free markets are a wonderful thing. Got it? We just got to stay out of the way. Interest rates are still incredibly low in loan programs that allow first-time home buyers, even though the money goes away in 8 to 10 weeks, right? When it comes out, a path to home ownership. We still have a path that you can educate yourself on how to represent first-time home buyers especially, all right? And second home buyers and everybody else. Interest rates, as much as we can, we got some, please do not complain to me about 4.5% interest, okay? Right, please. Right, or you get these European buyers that are coming over and saying, what, 10%? It's like 50% down in Ireland, right? And interest rates are at, 8%. Okay, the whole, where we are structurally is so sound, it would blow you away, all right? You go to complain about what we do to somebody that tries to sell real estate in the Netherlands, right? They would laugh at you based upon that. They'd say, you know what, I'm just gonna come over there. If I can get approved to come over there, I'll kill you, all right, in this business, because if I had the tools available to you and I didn't have the restrictions that I have to deal with in the Netherlands, I'd kill it, right? Remember that. All right, incredible tools and apps, I'm going to say it again, continue to become available through our partnerships at the national, state, and local levels. I'm becoming more and more involved. Tom's been involved forever.
We actually, last Tuesday,
Yeah?
Tech User Group at GTAR, I did a complete class on every piece of free software we get from all 3 of our associations.
Tie yourselves into this.
We had about 60 people there, and we could have had more.
Yeah. Avail yourself of this, right? Avail yourself of the opportunities. We're going to talk about what do I do, right? Okay, if I want my piece of that big green circle, right? What do I need to do next, right? What's my next best step, all right? Thanks, Tom, and I appreciate that, all right? I'm excited as NAR launches its new promotion. You guys seen this, by the way? It's coming out. It's something called That's Who We, and it has the Realtor R. That's Who We Are. It's a great program. It's funny because probably about 8 years ago, the one promotional program that they put out, basically I said, you know what? you guys are doing a really good job with this one because it says, hey, while Johnny and Jenny were at their son's t-ball game, Tom was attending their home inspection, right? While Susan and Mike were at their daughter's ballet recital, all right, Raphael was making sure that everything was lined up for the closing the next day, right? And the tagline was, you have your life, we have ours, real estate's our life. Basically, let us do our job, right? And they're doing a great job in this campaign. By the way, if you want to see a link to this, all right, take a picture of that. If you go to NAR's website, you'll be able to find it. There's a link to their most recent program that's coming out. It's a campaign, promotional campaign. Good, solid stuff that's coming out, all right?
Bob,
Yep.
one more thing. We have on our GTR e-connections.
Yep.
Once a month, we have a economist
Yeah.
that does a video. These people should be watching that.
You should be the professional in the room, correct? All right, and that's what Tom's point is. Know your stuff, right? You don't want to become, and at least direct them. Say, hey, look, you know what? Let me send you this link. Go ahead and watch it yourself, right? So, and you trying to, right? If you're trying to, don't become, or don't pretend to be an expert in something you're not, right? We don't say, we teach you not to be the source, but the source of the source, right? It's a lot safer that way. Right? Let me just direct you to where to go. But you listen to this and educate yourself and hear where we are. Here's where the market trends are, those kind of things, right? That's what you can do. I'm excited that you've chosen to run your business here at Future Home Realty, where you experience support, training, guidance, safety, and flexibility to adapt quickly. Let me ask you this. If, let's say, that 1.2% grew to 5%, right? Of anything, that may put, okay, the one thing that I think Gary Keller got wrong, and he probably knows it, just doesn't want to say it, right, is that if there's ever going to be pressure on the market, it's going to be a downward pressure on our commissions, right? That as technology becomes more and more available and it's easier to do what we do per se, right, or perceived to be easier, then there may be a negative pressure on the standard, which we can't talk about standards because there are no standard commissions, right, but on what you think is the standard commission you should be able to expect, right? Here's the beauty of you being at a company like ours, and this is why Gary Keller won't say that, right? When you pay us a flat $250, which is such a minimal part of what your overall commission is, that allows you the flexibility that at times when need be, and you're experiencing negative downward pressure on commissions due to competition, you have the freedom to do it, right? And the ability to not get killed in the process. Fair enough, right? Now, companies that charge 36%, 40%, 50% of your commission dollar, first of all, they're huge monoliths. They've got huge overhead. They've got their way. It's like trying to turn the Titanic around. It's impossible to do. We have always kept ourselves nimble enough that in our size of footprint, right? That when I say footprint, our actual physical footprint, that we could, trust me, if you look at me, I've learned early on, I never signed 3-year leases. I signed 1-year leases with 2 consecutive 1-year options at my disposal. I'm as flexible as you're going to see of any business owner out there. We're debt-free, or everything. So if we needed to adapt, right? If I needed to say, hey, look, you know what? I'm sensing the pressure. I have the ability to do that. I don't have to go up the chain, all right, to get somebody's blessing in Oz to make that change, right? Okay, you're looking at the wizard, all right? Okay, so we can make that change. Fair enough, all right? Cool, all right. Okay, so here's quick number looks, all right? I'm not gonna, you know what, this is, by the way, Mara is gonna be posting this at 11 a.m., all right, so it'll be on FHR University. This, I kind of recorded a quick, not quick, it's like 30 minutes of this PowerPoint so you can see these growing up, but what happened? All right. Basically, year over year, we were up 2.2%. All right, year over year, 2017 versus 2018. Okay, as far as numbers of transactions, up 2.2%. Okay, so the whole idea that things are falling apart is not true. January saw a 6.2% reduction, and I told you that 6.2, that was compared to January of 2018. So again, once you set the bar so high, all right, it's still, if we went back to January of 2017, we'd say, okay, we're still up, 2019's up over January 2017, but compared to a really high January of 2018, it looks like we went down. Okay, so understand what the numbers say. Fair enough. But January and February, could I have February numbers? I only have January numbers for the state of Florida because it takes them a while to compile all this. I can compile mine real quickly, right? January and February numbers for FHR not only exceeded last year's number, all right, which we're exceeding when I say month for January, month over month we exceeded, but we've also exceeded our budgeted numbers, and our budgeted numbers factors in a growth percentage on top of last year's number, and we've exceeded our budgeted number. Right? And so the good news is people are doing business. They're focusing on the 98.8%. So I want you to say, hey, look, don't you want to be part of that? All right? Do you want to sit there and cower in the corner and say, Zillow's killing us and I don't know what to do? How about go work with the 98.8%? Right? That's what you need to do. Fair enough? All right. Here we go. Suggestions for taking advantage of an incredible opportunity right now. All right? This is simple. Have you guys been to 100K? This is simple. You got this. Right? Do not overcomplicate this business. Too many times people are trying to overcomplicate and figure out, do not overcomplicate it. What you need to do is simple, and you got this because we've got your back. All right? You've got a team behind you that is going to be behind you every step of the way. I'm going to be paying attention to these numbers. I'm going to be helping you navigate through the storms. I'm going to be doing all this. That's why I'm here, right? And I've done it before. I lasted through 2007 and 2008 and 2009, all right? And we're not headed there again. I'm not saying that by any stretch, but if we can make it through then, we'll make it through anything. I'm just telling you, all right? So I'm here. We got your back. And we're going to stick to the basics. We're going to teach you to consult your client, not sell them, right? These are just the basics. We all know that. You're going to go do what's best for them. And when you do what's best for enough people, they introduce you to more people. It's a wonderful thing. It's a good way to live. Plus, you get to like who's in the mirror in the morning. Okay? It's just a better way to live, all right? So we're going to consult, not sell. We're going to commit to professionalism. That means you're going to educate yourself. You got to be aware of the things that are out there free of charge, most of them available to you. So you got to commit to professionalism. You're not just going to wake up in the morning, throw on some flip-flops and say, I'm going to go sell real estate. I get it that you can do that sometimes in Florida, right? The reality is that you better present well physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. You better be able to add value to the transaction so that you can prove your worth to them. Fair enough? We're going to do the next right thing. We already talked about that. If you do that enough times, good things come back, and you're going to earn the right to be referred, not expected. What does that mean? If I do the first three things really well, then they are by nature just going to introduce me to other family and friends. That, hey, you know what? All right, you got to deal with Chevelle. She just really took really good care of me. Right? Not because she ended every sentence with, by the way, if you and anybody know looking to buy or sell real estate, I really appreciate the referral. You keep asking for the referrals and people keep running away. All right? I compare it to the feeding the pigeons, right? You guys are expecting to feed pigeons by running into the middle of the pigeons as fast as you can, yelling at the top of your lungs, I've got bread! Right? Pigeons are gone, right? How do you feed the pigeons? You treat them well. Here's some bread. Here's some bread. Here's some bread. And they start to come to you. Right? Now they're coming to you as opposed to you trying to run to them. Fair enough? All right? Stay in your wheelhouse. I was talking with John, right? One of our agents just had a six plus figure commission check on a residential sale. Awesome. Isn't that great? Okay? Guess what? Once in a lifetime. Right? Do not build your whole sales model. I'm going to build myself around. I'm going to wait for that $103,628. By the way, I took $250 from that. All right? Okay? Deal to come in. God bless them when they do, right? But in the meantime, and by the way, I can take a look at the numbers and show you January again when it breaks it down. January, in the whole state of Florida, do you know how many transactions were over $1 million? 424. In the whole state of Florida. Miami, South Tampa, all of them added up. Windermere, right? The whole state of Florida, 420 deals. All right? Out of the whole state. Do you know how many deals were between 250 and 350? Like 3,800. Right? So I can go fish where there are fewer fish, or I can go fish where the fish are. I say, let's go do that, and let's stay in our wheelhouse, right? There was a time, I told you, my career was built on really low sale prices, right? And I was doing and I got tired of it. There was a stage, I got to be self-admitted, I got tired, all right? So here I was working with $60,000 to $80,000 buyers, but selling 100 of them, because trust me, if you sell 60, 80, you better sell 100, all right? So I was working with a ton of them, doing all this work, right? I said, boy, I would just, so I put on a coat and tie and said, walked into the office one day and said, I'm the luxury expert now, all right? And the office kind of chuckled. The consumers didn't respond, right? Next thing you know, 3 months later of me pouring my heart and soul and becoming the luxury expert, right? I'm working as a night auditor at a hotel to pay the bills, right? From 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., going home sleeping for 3 hours and then getting up and trying to be the luxury expert. I said, you know what? Why don't I just go back to what I was doing, right? And I did, and it took me about 3 weeks to get my pipeline filled up again, and boom, 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 now things are rolling. Stay in your wheelhouse. Learn from me. Don't make my mistake, all right? Don't make my mistake. Go learn to stay in your wheelhouse, all right? And go dance with who brung you, right? That's just it makes sense. Plug in opportunities to engage, learn, grow, and serve. We got things like 100K, grow sessions, my virtual office hours every Monday and Friday from 1 to 2. We talk about stuff. Those are open sessions. There's no agenda there, right? I got a problem. I'm having trouble talking to this. Hey, I couldn't convert this. We're here to answer your problem, your questions, all right? The good news is, by their virtual, I can do it from anywhere in the world, right? So that's a beautiful thing. 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, as long as I can do a time zone conversion, I'll be there, all right? And make sure I'm online, ready to answer your questions. FHR University is filled up. By the way, if you haven't been to FHR University lately, every section of the contract has its own class. Every writer, okay? Every writer has its own class now, right? They're waiting for you. It's me describing how things are working out. What do I do? How do I do the con? How do I do a contingent on the sale? It's all there. It's all there. You still have Jim and I to call, right? But in the meantime, it's all available to you. Fair enough? All right? Brian Heckman's conversion concepts. I'm just telling you, tie in. If you are having trouble at all converting clients when you meet them or engage with them on the phone, or however you're getting your new business, right? You need to tie into these bear traps. Okay? They are incredible stuff that's well thought out, designed to help you grow. All right? And you can tell Brian I put him on the PowerPoint. He'll be happy to know that. All right? Board classes and board opportunities like Tom just talked about, right? Tech user group, all these things that are available to you. We all love to complain about our board dues, but then we never go, right? And we don't take advantage of all that's being offered. I'm not saying go to class, because trust me, all right? Don't go to class for the sake of going to class. Go to class so you can learn and then implement, okay? Go to class to learn it. Go to the social media marketing, what'd you call it? Mastermind, all right, to learn, and then go to the follow-ups to implement it. Fair enough? All right? But take advantage. That's what I would do if I was looking to grow, all right? And give your business the respect it deserves. Don't just throw on flip-flops and shorts and expect it to fall into your lap, okay? Go treat it like a business. But the opportunity's there, right? Remember the other slides? Big green piece of pie. If you got nothing else out of this, there's a big green field out there waiting for us, all right? Do the hard work of disciplining yourself daily to the necessary tasks you know you need to be done to succeed in this business, okay? Herein, proverbial rubber meeting road, okay? All the opportunity in the world, all the tools in the world, all right, are worth less if you do not discipline yourself to go to work, period, right? I can't do... One of the quotes that was up there, I can't remember what was on there, it says, no, you can't pay someone to do your push-ups for you. Okay? It's the reality. Sometime you're going to have to actually roll up your sleeves and go to work. The beauty is that I'm asking you to do that if you want it for yourself. Trust me. I mean, it's that $100 billion that we referenced in 2019 that will be done in the state of Florida will be done by somebody. All right? If it's you, great. If it's not you, I can't control that. That's your decision to make, not mine, right? But know that the business is out there waiting for you, okay? If you're willing to do this, but don't expect it without the work. Cool? All right? Here's a final thought, and this is kind of long. You can just read this at a later time if you want to do it. Here's what I'll just read it real fast. Let me remind you that all of us here at Future Home Realty are committed to your success. We want you to achieve all that you've ever hoped, dreamed about when you first decided to pursue your career. Know that when you work hard, do the right thing, and treat others the way they want to be treated, you're going to experience success beyond your wildest dreams. In addition, you're going to get the added benefit of establishing lasting relationships that will reward you for years to come, right? How many of you are friends with clients that you sold homes to 4, 5, 6 years ago? Isn't that amazing? Where else do you get that? You don't get that when you're the shoes person at Neiman Marcus, right? No, Neiman Marcus does teach it, right? Because they'll follow up, and next thing you know, they want repeat clients. Trust me, you pay $850 for a pair of shoes, they want you to come back again. All right? Okay? So with that in mind, but why not establish the relationship, right? The experience of watching, for instance, a first-time home buyer get their first set of keys and knowing that you helped them accomplish this goal, something you'll never forget. I promise you that. Okay? You will never forget that moment. Okay? Don't take your responsibility lightly, but enjoy what you do. There's the balance, right? Don't take it lightly, but enjoy what you do, right? Finally, know that when you perform your duties professionally and ethically, I will always have your back. See the caveat I put in there? All right? Okay? That if you do things unprofessionally and unethically, all right, I'll be the first one to say, hey, you know what? It's time to pay the piper. I don't know what that means, all right? Could be money coming out of your pocket, could be a fine, could be loss of your real estate license, I don't know, right? But as long as you do those things, I'm going to have your back, all right? Know that you have a broker that knows the real estate agent's role extremely well. I've been in your shoes. I'm not somebody that bought a real estate company and said, hey, that looks kind of fun. All right? I know the real estate agent's role. All right? I've been one, done it, made some mistakes, and I've learned from it, right? I know how to guide you in your success, and I'm going to be thrilled to see you achieve all you want in this wonderful business. I'm excited to see where you navigate this journey. I'm always here to help. All right, now let's go to work. Fair enough? All right? Now, I want to bring up somebody that embodies that. One of our things we always like to do is bring up one of our higher producing agents to share with you what they're doing. So Esther, come on up. All right. I'm so proud of her. She's going to tell us her story, right? And tell us about how she does what she does, how she shifted, because I believe came from new home construction at one point, right? All right, so I'm not going to steal her. So, do you have anything you want to share off the top, or do you want to just talk, or what do you want to do? What's your step there? See, there it is, all right? It's the PowerPoint.
This is everything I was going to say.
Let's have a seat, and then we'll just kind of...
How do I put this on? Okay, got it.
Get it? Perfect. I'll let you do that. Perfect. You can hold it. It's like I'm so glad they went to wrist corsages back in the day when you're a 16-year-old, you're like... I'm putting that on, like your dad's watching you, like, stay away from your lane there, buddy. Like, what if we just go a wrist corsage next time? All right.
So funny.
Anyway, sorry. I like the joke. So, Esther, congratulations on being here.
Thank you.
First of all, you don't get here unless you're a capper, right? And then not only that, but also a capper who, in our opinion, exudes what we believe I want you to hear, right? So tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay, where do I start?
How about, well, a little bit before real estate, and then into real estate, and then how you ended up here.
All right, so born and raised in Tampa, local, didn't speak English until kindergarten.
Awesome. I love that part. I didn't know that.
Born to immigrants, so at home we only spoke Spanish, so if you have Spanish buyers, call me. I do get a lot of referral business for that. My first real estate transaction, I was in college, hadn't graduated yet. Got approved for a mortgage with my offer letter, went to Staples, got a contract for a for sale by owner on a lot. Nice. Did that. I was so clueless, I didn't even know how clueless I was.
Right, when ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah, found a custom home builder, did a construction perm loan where they bundled it all together.
Your first deal?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
So I built
and
a
you weren't even
custom...
licensed, right?
No.
I just right, sell by owner, here we go. Right.
I had a semester of business law, so I knew what I was doing, right?
Sure. If you can learn how to speak English, all right,
I know.
You can do anything, right?
Like,
That's awesome.
I'm graduating in 3 weeks with an accounting degree. I got this.
See,
like,
I love that, though. That's a mindset, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm learning this about her already. That's a mindset.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's go.
Awesome.
So built my first house. Come to find out it's wrapping up. Driveway's not included. Sod's not included. Light fixtures are not included. You don't know what you don't know, right? Mm-hmm. So, and now the house is 80% built, and I'm like, what do we do now? We kind of need a driveway and sod and light fixtures. So I learned the hard way. I learned just you learn. You learn through experience.
So from there, did you
So-
do anything before going into new home sales? Like, did you go into the accounting
So-
world, or what'd you do?
I did tax accounting while I was in college.
Okay.
That's when I realized I did not want to be an accountant.
Yeah.
I could not be in a cubicle all day long filling out the same form with different numbers. So I added a second major and got my MIS degree. So when I graduated college, I was a computer programmer. So I look like a computer programmer.
They can fool you sometimes, all right? Yeah.
Like I could take the test and I could do it, but I hated it. So I hated my life. So that's 2 degrees that I'm not using.
Right.
So after building that custom home that was kind of a nightmare, even though it made me money when I sold
So
it.
custom, it didn't have light fixtures.
I know.
Right?
It was so cheap. Now I know why. I went and built a home with MI Homes. My first question, are light fixtures included? Yes.
Once, shame on me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shame on you, right?
That's what I tell my kids every time. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are good.
Yeah.
You got to learn from them.
Yeah, that's right.
If you don't learn from your mistakes, now we're in trouble.
I love it.
So I was like, oh my God, you guys include driveways and grass and light fixtures? Like, MI Homes is the bomb. So continued working for another year in programming. Hated my life. Because I
loved
wasn't,
your home.
but loved my home.
Okay, good. All right.
So I went back to the sales consultant and was like, can I shadow you? Can I work part-time? So worked with him on weekends, helping him cover the model because he was crazy busy. This was in the late 90s.
Okay.
So before the boom.
Right.
Shadowed him, loved it, absolutely loved it. Didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I loved it. I knew the models, I knew all the options because I had learned everything that was included. Loved talking to people, getting everyone's story, and then
And
ended
her whole
up.
sales pitch was, and this comes with the driveway.
I know,
Right?
and the grass is included.
Well,
So ended up working for him as his assistant. His manager found out he had an assistant on weekends. So she was like, why don't you come in and talk to me and we'll hire you, so you can be legally, legally. So I did that, ended up in training for a few months and then became a full-blown consultant in August. From August through December 31st, I did $2.5 million.
Nice.
My very first year.
Right.
Was nominated as Rookie of the Year with the SMC. Just loved it. And I think when you're in a job that you love what you do, it shows.
Like that one.
So definitely, everything he's saying, it's true. Just love what you do it for the right reasons. If you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything you want. That is true. I never sell a home based on commission or if it's offering a bonus. I tell all my buyers, you're the one that has to live in the home. You're the one that's paying the mortgage. We'll find you what you want. I'm not going to tell you this is the perfect home for you because they're paying a bonus. Like,
Right.
no, that is horrible. People see through that. They may not know it, but they feel it. You won't get referred. I have so many buyers that have been just referred. One of my last closings, $95,000 condo. Tiny commission, minus $300. Some other agents have told me, why'd you even show that? I wouldn't have shown that. Like, really? You wouldn't show the perfect house to a buyer because of the commission? You'd rather show them 10 more houses.
Right.
That makes no sense. And that might be perfect for them. And it was perfect for her. And at closing, guess what she said? I already referred you to my coworker, Marilyn. Expect a call from her. You've done great. Fantastic. I'll take that all day long. I pay zero money for leads. For my marketing budget is my name tag, my business cards, my ink, my paper. Like I have fancy folders I give to my buyers, and on it says "Here to help."
Nice.
That's my little
That's your
tagline. Yeah.
Here to help.
You
Love
gotta
that.
do it. You gotta do what's right for the client, and it'll come back to you tenfold.
That's what we mean by consulting, by the way, and not
Yes.
selling. Okay, do you understand? That is, she's the embodiment of that consult, don't sell. That's perfect. Awesome. So
That's true.
You were how long at MI?
About 3.5 years.
Okay, perfect. And then what was the impetus to get you from new home sales into general real estate?
Kids.
Okay. Because hours had to be there at a certain time, couldn't control my own schedule, so on
Right.
and so forth, right? Which
Yeah.
makes sense, right? So that kids come along and it's time to, hey, I need to
Yeah.
be in car line at 1:10 to pick them up at 3. Right? Okay, remember I told you I've done it, right? It's coming, all right, Jed, I know, but just trust me, right? That's why all of our apps and everything that we do, FHR University, is available mobile, right? So while you're sitting at car line 2 hours ahead, so you don't have to wait for 4 hours to pick them up, all right? You don't have to wait 2 hours instead, but you can still catch a class or two while you're sitting there and waiting to pick up your kids, so.
Or you could be the opposite end of that. Car line is over at 4, they send Pasco, we start late.
Yeah.
You know, at 4, they send them to the office and they call you, so you stroll in at 3:59 and like the line's empty.
That's right.
Like,
Hey, you've got literally 1 minute till we start charging you.
yeah, it's like, I'll be there. I'm not waiting in line.
That's right,
And my kid's
exactly.
always like, why'd you leave me last? I'm like, well, I'm gonna wait an hour and a half for you. Like,
Sure enough, I got things to do.
are you getting paid for your time?
That's right.
No.
That's
So you
right.
sit right there.
Sure enough, get your homework done, right? And you want to eat today? Yeah, then I got to work, right? And here it is.
That's right.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Perfect.
That's right.
Beautiful. So got out in general real estate, and where'd you go from there? In general real estate.
After MI, I worked for Pulte and David Weekley.
Okay.
So I've worked with 3 national builders. David Weekley was awesome because they send you to Houston for their training.
Nice.
Great, great, great program. So I was lucky that I had a lot of the sales training. I mean, they used to pay for us to go to Zig Ziglar conferences and stuff. And at the time, I was so young.
Right.
I was like, that stuff doesn't even
Right.
matter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they were so right.
It's gold, right? It's gold. You don't realize.
It's
how much
gold. You don't
you
even
got.
appreciate it when you're that young. But anyway, so after that, the kids, I can't work every Saturday and every Sunday because that's the only time they're home. I'm not going to miss them out while they're growing up. So went to Charles Rutenberg for a little bit.
Yeah.
Their broker, super nice
Yeah.
at the time. I still see him at events. He's actually helped me with referrals and stuff. Never burn bridges in this business.
Absolutely not. He's at Realtech now, right?
Yes.
Remax Realtech.
Never be nasty.
Yep.
Your reputation will get out there. You don't want that. And what's the point? It's not going to accomplish
We
anything.
got to do business with each other, right?
Exactly.
You can still represent your client with high levels of passion without scorched earth.
Yes.
Right? You don't need to call the other agent on the other side every name in the book, right?
No.
Just make it happen, right?
You
'Cause
can
you're
mumble
gonna-
it to yourself after you hang up. Just make sure you hung up.
That's right. Exactly.
I've
All
done that.
ended. Does it say red? Okay, now that son of a. All right.
And I've texted my friends like, and the Jerk Agent of the Day award goes to, look at this
See?
email he sent. Like,
Right? And
don't be
then you
this
realize you were
person.
responding to his email instead
Don't
of.
be
Oh crap! How do I get it back?
Don't be this person. Sometimes you just gotta breathe,
Yeah.
walk away,
That's
you know,
awesome.
respond later. Like,
So
how
long
can I
have you
say
been with
this?
us then?
I don't know.
Long
This is
time.
like 4 years. I
Yeah,
don't know.
perfect.
So that's what's great about this company is Bob lets you do whatever you want. For the first few years, I didn't even know who Bob was. Like I had heard the name.
Yeah.
I met Jim. I
Right.
could recognize Jim at Publix. Like if I ran into you, I would have no clue you were my broker.
See? Yeah.
And you had no clue who I was.
That's right, see?
Because I was home with the babies and I just have my license active for myself and for my very close friends and family. But once my son went to VPK, I was like, oh, finally, adult time where I can think. I'm going to start going to the meetings. Went to a BABA meeting, the monthly meetings, became more active. And this business, you can have anything you want if you put your time into it. Started up with JAM, Janina's group, great support system. There's support system on the 100K, on the Just Us agents. Anything you need, it's out there. If you just reach out, there's always someone willing to help, always. And you can't know everything. One of my rookie mistakes was, I've got no mortgage. I know about mortgages. I have an accounting degree. I'm good with numbers. So I would tell the client, oh, you can get this mortgage and your payment would be about this. And then they would go see the lender and the lender would say, but that doesn't apply because of this and this, or their situation's different. And I'm like, oh, my bad. So stick to your specialty.
Yeah.
Just, you're a realtor, be a realtor. Do not try to be a lender. Don't try to be a title agent. Be honest. People appreciate honesty. They ask you a question, what's my payment gonna be? That's a great question. It depends on so many factors. On your credit, I have no idea what your credit is, on your down payment, on what program you're going with. There's so many options available. Let's put you in touch with the lender and they'll best advise you. Don't try to be someone you're not.
That's music to a broker's ears, by the way. Because you guys, again, every lawsuit that comes in, my name's ahead of yours.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so that's music to my ears.
Yeah, I'm always referring back, let's call the lender, let's call the title company, let's find out together, let's get the official answer. I don't want to mislead you.
Be the source of the source.
Be the source of the source. I mean, when you're new, you think you're being helpful by knowing everything, and you end up doing the client a disservice. That is not a good way to go.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
So,
How about questions from you guys? Questions for Esther? Anybody? I mean, how about, let me ask you, I'll start with, and you don't have to know exactly, buyers versus sellers, versus listings, about where's your balance, do you know?
okay, so I don't really track my numbers.
Okay.
I've got to work on that. I know I'll be better if I would track my numbers. I would probably say I'm like 70 to 80% buyers, mostly down payment, first time. Because of the beauty of this company, I can help the $90,000 first-time home buyer where they're only paying 2.5% minus $300, because I still get, a commission check,
Right.
rather than $200 with some other company, after all their fees. So
about 80%. And by the way, you'll learn about us is that most national firms are going to tell you better list. There's no way she can last in this business if she's not doing 80% listings versus that, because the reality is, I'm going to call baloney again on that, right? That why not go work with buyers and let them lead you to your listings? Because right now, have you ever listed a home from somebody that bought a home from you earlier as a buyer?
yes. As a matter of fact, I have one right now. It's not in yet because they signed the MLS waiver.
Okay.
But I helped them buy it 4 years ago, and they're now in California, and they're like, I can't manage it remotely anymore. Can you sell it for me? Yes.
Yeah.
Why, yes, I can.
How tough was that listing presentation, by the way?
I don't even have a listing
That's what I'm
presentation
saying.
because I'm referral only. So I walk in and it's like you say, I don't dance for my dinner. I walk, it's a done deal because they know I'm gonna do what's best for them and advise them truly on what's best for them. Right now I'm working, I hope I'm not jinxing it, my first $1 million buyer.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a referral. I have helped her dad buy a house. I listed her brother's house. I listed her mother's house. And I helped her sister-in-law list her house and buy her new house in the last 3 years. And these transactions were all in the 100 to 250 range. And now she's coming from Chicago saying, I'm living in a condo in downtown, paying $1,000 HOA for nothing. I pay $1,000 gym membership because it's Chicago. And I need babysitters, and my family's here, so will you help me look? And we're looking 500 to $1.1 million. I am just as happy to sell her the 500 as I am the $1.1 million. I mean, it'd be great bragging rights, the $1.1 million, but I'm not gonna push that just because of my commission. No, I want her to be happy. Because then she's going to tell her rich Chicago friends, oh my God, Esther found me the best house. I know.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah. And I told her I could buy it to $1.1 million, but she sold me the perfect house for 500. You should go use Esther. And then they're going to come in and they're going to be like, well, I got $2 million. Yeah, let's go. Because they're not talking.
Deal at 1.1, exactly.
I know, they're not talking to anyone else.
Right.
So that's just, you can't be selfish.
Activity breeds activity. Right? That first domino that fell was maybe 150, but now she's working up to $1 million after 5 transactions, not because of her Zillow campaign, because of her Ester campaign. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go do the next right thing campaign, treat people right, do what is best for them, help them, consult them, and here we are. All right?
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes for questions from you guys. Okay? Anybody? We get the fellow jammers taking pictures because it's a bragging rights. When the jammers get to say, hey, we were on stage, if we call this a stage. Anybody? And who's got something for Esther? Buddy? Good? Yeah.
So you said you don't track your numbers. You get most of your stuff by referral.
All of my stuff.
All of it. Okay. No marketing at all? You said your name tag and your card and that's it?
Just doing the right thing.
Okay. Yeah, again, if you're not there, right, the answer is we got to get there. How do we get all of our business to be in an Orange Grove if you're 100 care, right? Ideally, we'd want to be 100% Orange Grove pickers, right? That's where we want to be. If you're not there, we got to plant some corn because once the corn, it can evolve into oranges, right? That first transaction that led to the 1.1 maybe was at an open house. but you never know where that might lead to eventually get you to a referred deal.
Right. And years ago, when I was at Charles Rutenberg, I did buy Zillow leads. And because I am an accountant, I'm all about the bottom line. I don't really care about bragging rights or anything. At the end of the year, I had spent as much for my leads as I had made in commissions. So I created a lot of extra work for myself for basically zero income because I broke even. I was happy I broke even, but I was like, well, what was the point of that?
Right.
I could have just stayed home and I would have netted the same. Right. So I made a lot of extra work for myself. That's when I gave up on buying leads. I was like, nah, this isn't working. So, but yes, go to open houses. If you don't have the referral base, if you're just starting, go to open houses. There's a lot of new agents that hit the ground running and become cappers in their first year. It's possible if you put in the work, go to the 100K meetings, surround yourself with good colleagues. You can't be a lone wolf. You cannot be a lone wolf.
That's great.
You gotta have you gotta have a support system. Jam, I know I can count on Renee, on Elisa, on anyone. You know, if I'm on vacation, I've paid my jammers, you know, $100, $200 to go show a house for me because it's a hot buyer. They're pre-approved and I'm out of town. I wrote the contract on the airplane. I'm not even kidding. Like, go show, like connect to the Wi-Fi, write the contract on the airplane. They showed the house for me.
That paid your $8.95 Wi-Fi fee.
I know, right?
Exactly.
Because I'm writing it off on my taxes.
That's right. So. Way in the back.
What do you do to keep up with your old
Past clients, okay?
Past clients and friends that know that you're there?
I'm going to repeat the question so they can hear it. So she asked, what does she do to stay in touch, to be in front of her past clients and the people that are introducing their new business?
Just occasionally reaching out. I don't have like a drip campaign where I think that's annoying, where it's just emailing them. I don't like that personally, but just if you see something that triggers a memory of them, sometimes I'll snap a picture of the closest street sign. I'm like, oh, I'm passing by your house and thought of you, or, you know, saw the stinky house and reminded me when I showed you the other stinky house. Like, just let them know they're top of mind. And most of the time they'll be like, oh, you're in the area, stop by. Oh, you know, I'm between showings. Like, I just passed your house, I'm showing another one, I can't. But, you know, just little things, try to reach out to people, let them know you're thinking of them.
That's great advice right there, right? How about this? When you said picture of a sign, all right, if you got somebody and you see maybe the street sign is their name.
Yes.
Hey, do you know you're famous or something like that? Just a reason, right, to stay engaged with them. And you don't have to say, hey, just saw your name, here's Ester Drive. By the way, if anybody you know looking to buy or sell real estate.
Yeah,
no. Okay? Don't do that, all right?
Yeah, it's not about you, it's
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
It's about them all the time.
That's awesome.
You're not the one buying the house, they're the ones buying the house.
That is great advice. Yes?
So what do you do when you're closing? What do you do for your clients? Do you base it on
Like closing gift type thing? Okay.
So when I first started, I was like, oh, I don't know. I gave one of my clients, I bought him I was trying to be nice. I bought him like a $50 bottle of champagne because I'm not even a drinker. So
Right.
everyone says the more expensive, the better. Like, I don't even know if it's good champagne,
Right.
but it was expensive. So I gave it to him. And after I gave it to him, I was like, you know, I don't even know if that's against the religion, if he's a recovering alcoholic. Like,
Right.
that was not the smartest move.
Right.
So now, keep it simple. What I do is usually when we're at the home inspection, I'll have them stand in front of the house with a sold sign, and I'll put my sign in front of them, like the little corrugated ones. So they have my info on it. Take a picture in front of the house, and then I just have a custom card made with their picture on the front, and on the inside it just says, congratulations on your new home. It was a pleasure helping you. I just signed it Ester, not Ester Reyes-Todd, Future Home Realty, blah, 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 like that. No, Ester. On the back, it has the Future Home Realty logo and my phone number.
Perfect.
But I've had clients cry when they get that. And, you know, I might just do like a restaurant gift card, you know, and say to help, you know, when you're moving, you don't want to cook, you can't cook, your stuff's packed up, you know, gift card, $25, $30, like nothing huge. And
Right. Just you have a system and it becomes very personal. That's awesome. You have a source for this card, right? Vistaprint or wherever you go. Get it done. Print it yourself?
Okay, so CVS.
CVS.
Because I'm usually getting it printed like on the way to closing because I lost money.
Exactly.
Like
Last
Vista
minute.
Print requires like
Yeah, right.
time
Too much forethought.
to like mail it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not me. I'm kind of a last minute. I'm
not
flexible
bad.
like that.
You'd be a
So-
terrible accountant. That's why you
I
get
know, right?
I'm glad you found that out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I am not an accountant at all. I just have the degree. Like,
That's right.
I'm not an accountant.
That's funny.
So yeah, CVS, you go online, like all the little thing is saved on there. All you gotta do is remember to change your names.
Yeah.
Don't know why we
Mistakes
say.
made. Remember to get a driveway. Remember to change the name.
I know, right?
Right?
Remember to change your names. And you know, you just upload the picture. I've done it from my phone. Upload the pictures, they print it within an hour.
Beautiful.
And they have
Good idea.
locations everywhere because it's CVS.
Yeah, right.
So I've had
CVS
it printed in Pinellas. I've had it printed in, you know, downtown Tampa, wherever I am, Spring Hill.
Awesome. Let's give Esther a hand. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So excited. She is embodiment of what we teach here. I'm telling you, she is, you know, a prime example of somebody that can just work hard and be extremely successful. So tying to that, as always, if there's anything we can do, all right. By the way, if you missed something on here, a replay of this is always available on FHR University within the next couple days. And as always, if there's anything we can do to help, remember the best thing you can do to get a hold of me is to email me, because that's the easiest thing for me to forward to Jim. I'm just teasing you. I get there. All right,
Sourcing the
have a great
source.
day. That's right. Source the source. Have a great day, guys. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.